Big, exciting, great news as the push to get your second stimulus check is underway. And to do that, I took a break today because I needed a break. So I went to the casino. I was sitting at the casino at the bar having my milkshake. And then Sirloin came up to me. Hey, can you move over? I'm like, yeah, yeah. He's like, I heard about your Purple Power Caucus. I'm like, you heard about the Purple Power Caucus? Yeah, Sirloin heard about your Purple Power Caucus. He says, and then he said, I'm like, what? How did you hear about it? He's like, well, you know what, dude? I want to be part of the Purple Power FPUC caucus. I said, oh, great. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, because I myself am a fine, pretty, unavailable cow. FPUC. That's not what FPUC stands for. Yes, fine, pretty, unavailable cows. That's the Purple Cow Caucus I want to be part of. I'm fine, I'm pretty, I'm unavailable, and I'm a cow. Well, usually. I just, no. It's FPUC is for unemployment assistance. It goes on top of your UI and PUA. We're trying to get more money. $400 a week is, what Mnuchin has offered. Pelosi's up at $600. We're trying to get this money and retroactive. Oh, so you don't think I could get $400 a week? What would you use it for? Date night. But you're unavailable. Well, maybe a new hairstyle for me. You're a cow. You don't have hairstyles. Where would your hair stand up to? I don't know. Look at your hairstyle. It's looking pretty high the day yourself. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I'm here, you're here, and we know what FPUC stands for. The question is when we're going to get paid for it. It's just a great day as the Purple Power Caucus is heating up for your hazard pay, for your FPUC, and for your stimulus check. It's enough of the silliness with people saying that we're going to give you a $500 check for the last 7 months of this pandemic, and let's elect Biden and we'll give you the same check in March of next year. No. This is why you've tuned in, because we're going to get bigger, bolder, and more beautiful stimulus, and we're going to be heard and do it right now. If you've not, go to the Fuzz channel, subscribe, because no one is going to get you to the finish line like this channel. I'm giving you information about what happens today, but I'm also going to give you information about how you move the compass and get the bigger stimulus you're desired and needed and owed right away. Also, like this video. In this video, I will be going over that interview that Nancy Pelosi had with Jake Tapper on CNN. Here's a spoiler. She talks about children and crushing the virus and all that. But what's important to understand in there is that she actually thinks that there could be still a bill before election night, which is like 10 seconds away. It's just okay. Needless to say, what I always do on this channel is I give you the good and the bad, and I just suffer through the crap and tell you what's crap. And so I will be doing that as well. Also in this video, I will be going over more about how much money you should get, how soon you can get it, and why you need to really understand the dichotomy of what's happening on election night to understand where and when your stimulus check is coming. All right, let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news is that Nancy Pelosi appeared minutes ago on CNN with Jake Tapper and said that she thinks that a bill will become a law before election night. Okay, so before I get to the comments by her, let me go over a couple things for you. First of all, for something to become law, it has to be voted by the House, which is closed. They're all gone. The House members have left town. Yes, they have left town. They have been on recess for several days. I just haven't told you because it's a little bit too much to take all this in at the same time. The Senate. Oh yeah, the Senate's open, but guess what? They're closing tomorrow. They're closing tomorrow because they have to decorate for Millionaires Night. They're having a big a function where they invite all their billionaires in and they throw gold and don't wear masks and run around and no, they are closing because they're approving the Supreme Court nominee Barrett on Monday, and right after that they're closing the door. Literally, no joke. They're going back on recess. Senate has been open for about a week. They were open before. Then Mitch closed it because 3 guys got COVID because they didn't wear the mask, and they then had those 3 guys in the Senate with no mask, with COVID, and then he reopened it up, and now it's closing again. So yeah, Nancy says there's going to be a bill passed. Let me explain something to you. The bill to pass has for a bill to become a law, there has to be a bill. There is no bill. For it to become law, if there is a bill, it has to be voted in the House. The House is closed. It has to be voted in the Senate. The Senate's closed. And it has to be approved by the president. Well, that's just not happening. Now, the president can order the Senate reopen, can order the House reopen. The president cannot order the Senate to vote on a bill. He can order the Senate back in session, but he cannot order bill for stimulus to be voted on. He can't do that. The Constitution doesn't allow him to do that. So he can order Mitch's friends back in town, but he can't order them to vote on anything. And so this entire narrative by Nancy is just a little, it's a little funny. Speaker Nancy Pelosi joins Jake Tapper on CNN's State of the Union to discuss COVID-19 releases. Joining me right now, one of the chief negotiators of a potential deal, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. No, she's just one of two. Speaker Pelosi, I'll get to the relief bill in a second. I just want your reaction to someone getting COVID. Okay, yeah. Now, let's go to where he talks about, let's talk about the bill. Speaker Pelosi, when is the drop-dead deadline when a deal cannot happen before Election Day? Because as you note, millions of Americans are suffering. Okay, this question was asked of her last weekend. I think it was on the same show. And she said, it's this coming Tuesday. Now, a week later, she's being asked the question on Sunday. So let's see what her answer is. Yes. Speaker Pelosi, what's the drop-dead deadline when a deal can be done before Election Day? Answer, yes. You see why we need term limits. Did you not hear the question? Then he says there's 8 million people in poverty. That's right. Okay, how about the question about when there's a deadline for the stimulus? Oh, we're just avoiding that question. Then he asked him. Oh, then he comes back. Oh, thank you. I do like Jake. He doesn't let a question slide. They need help. When is the drop-dead deadline for them to get this help? Asking again. She says, well, I do think, as I said, we're ready. We can change some words in the bill should they come back with some modifications. That so answers the question, doesn't it? It does not. Again, she does not answer the question. And she says, we can change some words in the bill, but she's already said since Friday, there is no bill. They haven't even started writing the bill. But then she says, you mentioned schools. Let me talk about sugar and hungry. Children should be safe in schools, and we need ventilation. So otherwise we can negotiate the rest. Okay, so Jake still had not gotten his question answered. He tried again. So the White House has moved closer to your position on a lot of issues: coronavirus testing, contract tracing, unemployment benefits, local government. Actually, untrue. We now know that is actually untrue. Nancy Pelosi has won in the millions of Americans to believe that Steve Mnuchin has agreed to $600 a week for FPUC. He has not. In the CNN article, actually by Jake Tapper's own channel, they detailed on Friday that FPUC has categorically not been agreed to by Mnuchin and Pelosi. She just wants you to think that he has rolled over and given $600 a week. So he says to her, well, unemployment benefits have been agreed upon. Let's see what her response is. No, excuse me. They haven't yet. Okay, so actually she's telling us something true for one time. So she just said that unemployment benefits have not been agreed upon. Then Jake says they haven't. So he's a little surprised that there's actually no agreements. That's what we're waiting for. We're waiting to see for the final yes. What does that mean for the final yes? Jake Tapper says, well, so they would say, and you're waiting to see on it paper? Speaker Pelosi, they haven't yet. Also, the same thing. They keep on moving the goalposts. Okay. Since July, Steve Mnuchin has offered $400 a week. He has never changed on the $400 a week. During the month of September, the president and Steve Mnuchin, because of the pushing of this channel, said that the president would go to FPUC at $4 per the problem solvers bill, which is not $400 a week. It's $450 a week, and for 8 weeks, and then 5 weeks at $600 a week. So no, they have not stayed stagnant. Notice nowhere in this discussion is Jake Tapper asking about about stimulus checks. Gotta love those news reporters. Gotta love them every time. Not asking her about stimulus checks. Not asking her about why is her stimulus check at $500. Not asking her why was her stimulus check in May at $1,200 and now it's at $500. Not asking her why she took out hazard pay since May. Not asking her why she refuses to pay veterans or anyone who is a senior who is dependent on someone's tax return a double stimulus check when they didn't get the first stimulus check because they were excluded in the first CARES Act. Again, those questions are not asked. So Jake Tapper asked, why is what are you waiting to see, Nancy? What are you waiting to see? They haven't yet. Also, the same thing. They keep moving the goalposts. Every time they say we move the goalposts, they mean they're projecting what they did. But let's just say, let's be hopeful. We're 9 days before the election. The only thing good about that quote is that apparently she's watching this channel, who has used the expression "move the goalposts" like literally 9,000 recordings. That was Javita Carranza. That was all of my SBA recordings of EIDL and EIDL alone for upwards of 9 months. So apparently she's now watching the channel. Hi, Nancy. Thanks for tuning in. Jake Tapper, yes. No, Jake Tapper with the one-word answers. So Speaker Pelosi, we're trying to unify the country. Oh, really? And one way you do it is to come together for the virus, to crush the virus. Oh, there we go. Only 5 minutes into the interview, and she's already crushing the virus. So that we can open the economy, open our schools. But again, the answer is, crush the virus. No, she actually said that. I'm not. That's actually what she says. Crush the virus twice in 10 seconds. Bottom line is that you continue to look through the interview for clarity on where her goalposts are, and you can't find them. I don't even think she knows what football is. Jake Tapper says, so one more thing. There's 23 million Americans are unemployed right now. One study shows the poverty rate is higher now than the whole pandemic. 3 Democratic governors in the Midwest, Whitmer of Michigan, Evers of Wisconsin, and Walz of Minnesota, 3 Democratic governors wrote to you, Trump and congressional leaders, saying, among other things, we implore you to put differences aside and agree to a much-needed COVID-19 relief bill. Jake's pulling the receipts. I love Jake when he does that. What's her answer? Right. One-word answer. Yeah, they wrote me. Jake Tapper's response was, in addition, one of your own members, Congressman Max Rose, oh, we love Maxie, the freshman out of New York, who's very vocal. He just doesn't do a lot of stuff. He just keeps on, I have a problem with this, and I have a problem with that, and I have a problem with this. But Max, have you ever written a bill? Have you ever introduced the bill? But Max Rose said that this week the Democratic Party needs to learn to a certain extent how to declare victory and go home. You're getting a lot of messages from Democrats saying that this is good enough. We need to say yes, what Jake Tapper's saying, accept the Mnuchin offer of 1.89. Pelosi's response, welcome to my world. This is not a lot of messages, although I respect each and every one of them. Lord, okay, I've had enough of that. Have you had enough of that? Lord, I'm actually getting a headache. My goodness, it goes on pages and pages and pages. What I want to say is that it's my duty to report to you nonsense and to show you what nonsense is out there so you understand what we're dealing with. Because ultimately, if we don't know what we're dealing with, then you're going to say, I heard Nancy, so I showed you the nonsense. You understand what the nonsense is. The only thing that was refreshing in the interview was that she did confirm, which I reported since Friday, that there is almost literally no agreement on anything. There's no agreement on FPUC. There's no agreement on stimulus checks. There's no agreement on hazard pay, which is incredibly good, and this is why you stay with me to the 13-minute mark of this video. It's incredibly good for the Purple Power Caucus because they don't have a table in the room. They're not moving the table. We're bringing the table to the room. We're saying, hey, you don't have an agreement on anything? We're telling you what we're going to do. We're going to tell you how much we want for FPUC. We're going to tell you how much we want for hazard pay, and we're going to tell you how much we want for unemployment assistance. What she apparently wants to do still is stay at $600 a week for FPUC since the negotiations started in May. She's never going to see it. She's never going to see it unless a few events occur, and you know what those events are. And so what's important to make clear is that our field is where the goalposts are. We're moving the goalposts to where we want them. Let me answer some of the incredible comments and questions from yesterday. Jeriza, temper the calcino. We need our stimulus checks now. Nelson, we have faith in the Purple Power mob. We deserve a stimulus and we will get it. Let's stay strong, focus, like together a family. Amen. Nelson Santiago. Janine Melito, I wish LA was the president. You care so much for the American people. God bless you. I do. And I see how you all care as well for one another. I breed off of your hope and your positive and your focus and your push and your determination. Ultimately, sometimes I lose a little bit of energy when I see someone drop in the comments, I don't see it happening until never. We're all going to go gray and we're all going to be eating donuts for the rest of our lives. Ultimately, when I see those comments, I'm like, please get off the channel, because that's really not what we're here for. We're not here to do nothing. We're here to do something and to get a lot. Benny Montgomery. I wish they would get their heads out of their butts. Or their butts out of their heads. Did I just say that? Yeah, I guess I did. Teresa. That's her name. Hi, my purple, Mr. Purple, and the two Purple Power family is so appreciative for putting a lot of effort on what we can do, and God bless with all this efforts. Amen. Amen. Tammy Miller, purple, proud to be purple in Texas. Hello, Texas. Where in Texas are you from? I have a lot. This channel was bred on Texas, birthed on Texas and Florida viewers. A lot of my earliest viewers were from Texas. You are my only ray of light these days. Well, amen. Thank you for tuning in. You know, on my very earliest live chat in the beaches of Hermosa Beach and Redondo Beach, I had a live chat, and I think I had maybe 30 people in the room. 27 were from Texas, and they were literally from towns right next to each other. Like, I know you. Oh my God, I know you too. How did you? And they all sort of found me together. It was very funny. Belinda, the sun don't shine on the same dog as always. Stay safe, stay calm. Best days are coming. Amen. James Chirico, it's our money and we need it now. Denise, I'm so sorry. We demand we be owed 6 months, $12,000 now, the larger we wait. Truthful Beauty on the first comment. Amen. Doris Tiscareno. Hi from San Dimas. I love San Dimas. I used to have a girlfriend in San Dimas. Love San Dimas. LA, funny times. Oh Lord, say overcome. We will go through it. Rob Esser. Let's organize a march in Washington. Lisa, always thought hazard pay was extremely important for our highly valued frontline workers. It is. Debbie, let's take the money away from them now. Teresa. Something about the riots. Brandy, not those people. We need the relief now. One of my biggest fears is the winter. Harold Rose, I think their Senate and Congress should get their checks on the second Tuesday of the next week as well. He's basically saying, hold their checks until we get ours. I love that. If you've not, go to the front channel, subscribe, because no one's getting through this as a team and as a family, as a concerted effort with news, information, and focus. Make sure you hit the alert on the front of this channel so you can alert when a new video goes live. There's a lot of videos on this channel. There's a lot of breaking news, and I don't want you to miss anything at any time. Also, like this video. Coming up next is McConnell versus Trump. You need to tune into that. Not so much for what McConnell's going to do tomorrow. We know he's going to close the Senate. But what's going to happen for McConnell the day after election night? And then Pelosi versus Mnuchin. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay with LALATE for more.